Okay guys, back with the M4, and today I'm going to try to get off these exhaust tips. I have to admit, this is one of the most annoying things, and it's so difficult. So let's do it. For this, I'm going to use these jaw pullers, 3 jaw pullers that I got from Harbor Freight. First things first is learning how to put this thing together. It's not something I've used before, but here goes. All right, when you receive it, it's apart. So what you'll find is each section is like this, right? It just basically leaves it like this. And you have to attach the arms or the jaws to each piece. So I'll do that. Using this one, for example, what you'll do is you'll screw off this here, right? Separate the piece. You'll put this in between, and I'll show you the orientation after I screw it. Looking at the actual jaw, you'll notice there's a longer part and then there's a shorter part. On the box, at least, it seems to put the shorter end at the top and using the second hold. So again, when I'm saying the top, this part is what I'm calling the top. There's a pointy end, which I'll refer to as the bottom, and the part here is the top. So the shorter end to the top, longer end to the bottom, I'm going to use the second hole. All right, so here we go. Here, second, place the other end on. And you screw it on. All right. So as we're looking at it, you'll have it where the jaw, I guess, at the top, it faces outward. Again, you orient it so it's facing outward, orient it so it's facing outward. So now when you have the whole thing together, it looks like this. Again, that's the top part. Here, it's the bottom. You notice that all the jaws, in terms of the shorter end as I've described, facing outward, okay? The reason why is on the bottom here, you want it facing inward. So I'll give you an example of what you should be looking for. All right, so here I have, this is a base model muffler that I've got. It's just got it kind of lying around because I wanted to install an equal length exhaust or some custom setup. But it's a good platform and a good tool to learn how to use the puller here, so you get an idea. All right, so again, you have the puller, and I said it's important to have the jaws facing inward, right? At the top, the shorter end faces outward from the top, and down at the bottom you have all the jaws inward, right? Inward, inward. Because what you're going to do is have it clasp onto the muffler tip itself. All right, so here we go. Using this as an example. Again, here you can see that it clasps at the bottom, clasps at the bottom, right? And okay, so the actual exhaust tips are like this, right on the car. In the simplest sense, you clasp them around here, the 3 points, as best you can. And in here, you'll need something to brace for it to push out on, okay? So for this, for it to have something to brace on, you need something to go in here, all right? For me, I'm using one of these little orange juice bottles because frankly, it gets the job done. It's enough to go in. It's not gonna go anywhere after that, okay? Likewise, whether it be a base model muffler with the tips or ZCP competition pack, same concept. Goes in there, you're gonna use this, the bottom end as we've been describing, to put it on here, and it'll, boom, pry itself off. And of course the thinking is, well, it's an empty bottle, won't it crush? The thing to consider is that it is a closed bottle. So the air compressed inside is gonna give it the resistance that we need. Place this on the top. Hook these on the bottom. 1, 2, 3. And then you'll thread it, and it'll pull it straight off. One more thing to mention, what I noticed is that the little 1 a day capsule, it's perfect. Comes out pretty flush, and it's not gonna go anywhere. So it's an alternative thing to use. And as for this, I'm just gonna take some turning. What you need is an 11/16, at least for the one for Harbor Freight. So we've got that here, 11/16. Voila. All right. So here we go. You hook it on back here. And here, you can see, you get your points here, right? Hook it on behind the exhaust tip itself. And do you need to take off your diffuser for this? Do you need to? No. Do you want? If you want to, you know what? Knock yourself out. It's not necessary though. Now, obviously, taking off the diffuser would help with clearance, but it could be done without any damage to the diffuser, as you can see here. Got it hooked on, pretty good. Let's get going. Each time you have to let it out again, so you get to do that. And just like that, they're off. It takes a little bit of effort. I think the most important thing is the leverage point, but I wanted to let you guys see an alternative way.
How will you retrieve your great prize? Ready the Armada. We will use the old ways.
For those that don't have a puller, although they're not expensive, but to the extent that you don't, you can take a block of wood, and the old ways work just fine. Rubber mallet, wood, let's do it. So under here, you'll see there's the actual tip, and there is, right here, you can use as a leverage point. Right? You can set the wood here at the tip of it and use the rubber mallet to knock it loose. All right, so here you go. Again, you'll set the block here right to the edge and hammer here and use it as a lever, so to say, and knock it off. So I'll set it up for you guys so you can see it yourself. can't argue with is speed. So it is extremely efficient. There it is. And that's one method, or excuse me, two methods of getting them off with no damage whatsoever. So either one, you'll get it done. Thanks for watching, guys. Good luck out there. Now I've got to get some aftermarket tips on here real quick. Doesn't even look right.